how to.
Sorry, I just started the recording. Yeah.
Okay. And we have to link our students' data with the teachers and the teachers with the subjects they teach.
Okay.
And then we are like trying to find out whether it is a one-to-many one-to-many link. I've forgotten this thing, but the link now has to be if a teacher is teaching many subjects or a student is supposed to have many results per class. That is there about for the now.
Okay.
What I can grab.
Okay. So sir, if I will ask, what are the can you remember the type of relationship in relational relational database? We have usually 4 type of relationship.
Yes. We have one-to-one.
Okay.
We have one-to-many. And then we have the inverse, many-to-one and many-to-many.
Good. So can you give us a scenario where you use just give us any scenario where you use each of those relationship. Just give us, so leave the student manager. So just a scenario where you can use
Okay.
those.
Okay. A one-to-one scenario. In a one-to-one scenario, we have, for example, a student being in a class. So that is a student, for example, a JSS1 student being in offering English only. So that JSS1 student has to offer English in that class. That is a one-to-one relationship, which may not really apply because it is not just one subject that a student offers in a school. Then a one-to-many relationship is a student now offering many subjects. Like we have the JSS1 student offering 17 subjects. So that is one student now offering many subjects. Now, the many-to-one is a teacher offering a particular subject in different classes. Teaching a particular subject in different classes. So a teacher can teach English from JSS1, JSS2, up to SS3. Okay. That is it many-to-one or one-to-many?
So it's just the inverse of one-to-many.
Yes, the inverse of one-to-many. So that I'm missing it. Okay. Okay. And then the many-to-many is many teachers offering many subjects in many classes.
That's good.
So I may have missed something up, but that is just there about what I have now.
Okay. So I agree. So we are saying that the one-to-one is one of these require one of these. So if for example, one student will only offer English language and English language only.
Only, yes, that is one-to-one.
That's one-to-one. And in a real scenario, we can say
it is not possible.
One student will have only one profile.
Yes.
And so that's a real scenario which can use in our application. One student, one profile. So one student cannot have 2 profiles.
Yes. One student cannot have 2 profiles. Yes.
Linking a student to a profile, we use a one-to-one relationship most times. Exactly. Or the same one teacher, one profile. It's also a one-to-one relationship.
One profile.
Yes. Then the one-to-many, we are saying one of these have many of these. So we can say
of this.
Yeah. So one of these related to many of these. So we can say one student offers multiple subjects.
Multiple subjects, yes.
You can see it now. One student offer multiple subjects. That is one-to-many. And the inverse of that is that one subject is
can be offered
by multiple students.
Okay, yes.
One-to-many is an inverse of many-to-one. Basically, it's just reversing it, basically.
Reverse it, yes.
The many-to-many, we are saying many of these can do many of these. So, e.g., one teacher can teach many classes. And one class can be taught by many teachers.
Yes.
Is it not? So for database, so those are the 4 relationships we have to look at: one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one. And they are many to one. Exactly. So nice one. Well done, sir. Well done,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So Ada, over to you. So take us through.
Ada, shall you be shy?
Sha. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Ada.
You said you were talking about database structure, and database structure refers to the organizations, like is the collection of tables and rows. Like database is the I'm coming. Sorry.
Just take your time. Take your time, please. Like you are in charge today. Just take your time.
Okay. The database is the collection of tables, and
Good.
these tables are interconnected together. Each table consists of rows and columns. So, my own definition, I still have another definition of database structure. It refers to the organizations and arrangement of data with database, including the relationship between different data entities.
Good. Good. That's lovely. So okay, so now break it down. So break it down for us now. So what if I say okay, if I need to
And
if
this
I'm
relationship, they have one-to-one each other.
okay. Can you hear me, Ada?
Yes.
Sorry, is the name Ada? I'm correct, Abi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, okay, okay. So now, listen. So assume that you're teaching your younger brother what you've learned. So just break it down for me, as in just take it step by step. Just make it flow ahead. So you start, yeah, now. So talk about relationship and database. Just assume you are talking to a novice.
Okay.
Just take it slow, slow. So you remember you always tell me I'm too fast. So this one you are not becoming too fast, though.
Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
said database is a collection of tables, and these tables are interconnected together. Each table consists of rows and columns. They have some relation. They actually have including relationship. They have relationship,
Okay,
like they
good,
are connected with some relationship.
good, yeah,
Yet,
good.
you
And
understand?
yes, very correct, very correct, very correct. Yeah, and
So
this relationship that we just discovered are just one to one to many, many
yes,
to many, and many to one. So these are the relationship that links the tables together, right?
yes, sir.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, okay. So let's not also forget that each table must have a primary key. Remember now, the primary key,
Yes.
Yes, the ID.
the ID. Yeah. So that primary key is like a unique identifier for each table that we use to
Mhm.
identify each table. You understand? Uh,
Yes, sir.
and And the key to build the relationship to other table is called the foreign key. Remember?
Mhm.
Yes. So there's
Mhm.
PK, which stands for the primary key, and then the foreign key, which just a minute, please.
Okay.
So there's the primary key, which is the PK, which stands for which is like a unique identifier for that particular uh,
Record.
table rule. And there's also the foreign key, which is like a relationship to link to other tables. So let's not forget that
Mhm.
also. And we agree that, so we also said that when you're having a many-to-many relationship, you must have a joining table. Do you agree? You must have a
Mhm.
union table.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just trying to share my screen so I can let me get the stuff on my screen. Just a minute. So it's obvious that so we are following now, so we can develop our own app now, B.
How?
Yes, now we can build our own app now.
I don't say no. We can start now. That don't for our handle.
So let me just share my screen. Um, so we can just see this stuff in let's just recap database stuff, everything. Let's recap it. Let's just refresh our memory. It's good. So we've said so let me share my screen now. So share. Okay. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
That's fine. So remember, so like Ada has said, a database is a collection of tables, basically. So you can see this is a table, 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 table. All these tables gives you a database, basically. And Ada, like Ada also said, is that each table has a collection of columns and rows. So these are columns, and these are each is a row. Again, so this is very correct. I will say that for the relationship, now each of these tables can be either independent on its own or be related to other tables.
Yes.
I would say for the relationship, we have 4 types of relationship. We have the one-to-one, many, the many-to-one, which is the inverse, and the many-to-many. Now, before we go into relationship, remember each table must have a unique primary key to identify that particular ID, which is like ID. So you can see this is an ID now. So this is the primary key of this particular table. 1, 2, 3, auto increments. So that there will never be a duplicate one. Then we also said that instead of also having the primary key, you can also have a foreign key in that table also. So that foreign key is used to build the relationship. So you can see this student class ID. This is a foreign key, which is linking to the primary key of this table. So this one will build relationship. Bros, good morning now. Yeah. Hello, boss.
I did hear you. I never start to. Hey.
Oh, sorry, Jerry. So basically,
sorry, Mr. His time.
Exactly. That one introduced that. So last week, bros, we agreed that this week everybody will walk us through what they've understood about database. So Mr. Ogu don't talk your own, Ada don't talk. So bros, if I finish now, you can tell us like what you feel about database, the concept. So that was the agreement we did last week.
You won't give an expo. Okay. You won't give an expo.
Okay, so bro, so when you walk us through that, because so that you know we take from because I'm not doing the summary now. So bro, maybe you almost start all over again. Should we start all over again as you don't come?
No, it's fine, it's fine. But I not get last week video. I don't wait. I don't see that.
Oh, no mind me, Jerry. No mind me.
Last week video thing. But generally, basically, I mean, database now just think is about how you take the map your objects, where they also they relate. So that's just how they are going to be. You know, how you are going to map them for their relationship, you know, so for effective performance. In other words, it's just to say like this for this project now, they have some different objects and there are some that are related. You know, we have to, go through the other one to get information from the other one. For example, like this class and subject, teachers and teachers and class. So you have to relate all of them. Because when the front end is trying to get information from the database, if the user enters any information through the front end, through the relationship we can be able to determine where that information is.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's just about database. When you get the information from the front end, it looks through the relationships and all to get where this information is, because the database is just like a storage of all the informations. Then the mapping is how to get the informations from the different part of the back end.
Okay, so bro, so if I should ask you now, bro, so you remember we get 4 types of the relationship is like 4 types. So can you tell us like
we get one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one.
Then the last one.
The last one is one-to-one.
Yes.
One-to-many, many-to-one, many-to-many.
Exactly. That's the 4th one. No, that's the 4th one. You're correct.
Yeah, that's the 4th one. Yeah.
So one-to-one, many-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many.
Many-to-many. Yeah.
So perfect. So Ada, please give us your definition again of. I like that definition of your database. So Ada, tell us what the database again, Ada. I don't know draft our own definition.
I just explain my own the way I can understand. But I know. Yeah.
Bro, the thing makes sense. It makes sense. So we're just doing a recap of database, everything basically. Today we'll just do a recap. Before we go to the server-side language again. So I agree that today we just do a recap. Everybody will just discuss what they do and everything.
Yeah, but sorry, the last class, I was not able to attend that properly. I don't know if they've done the other mapping, the object mapping. We have some objects that were left.
Yeah, so we've done it. So what I'll do is that immediately, if at this class is now, I'm going to upload it. And if I'm uploading it straight away now, I'm going to send the link now immediately. I'm doing it now already.
And sorry, I have one question. We have property and class.
Yes.
What is that relationship between property and class? What is the relationship and the difference?
Okay, so good. So okay, let me just show you. Okay, good.
Because for object mapping, you said it's property and class.
Let me just show you an entity. So let's look at entity. Let me go to entity. Okay. So this is like category entity, for example, now. So
is entity object?
Yes, entity is an object.
Okay.
It's an object that is linked to a table.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think this stuff is still loading. Okay, it's loaded now. So the whole entity is called a class. So the whole entity, so like this stuff now, this stuff is called a class and is linking to the category table. So you can see this is entity. So entity is like a class object. It's like a class database object relational mapping. Now this table, so the name of the class is mapping to the name of the table. Okay. So this table now will be called category and the class will be called category. So we're mapping the class called category to the table called category.
So sorry, now, in other words, class and category, they are the same thing, an entity.
Yes, in database, in ORM, in entity, exactly. So the entity is like the database table. But now we're using ORM to map this is our class now to that table. Now this is the stuff that is doing it for us. It's called ORM. This is what is converting this class to a database table. If I remove this functional from here, it will not work again. This will not be like a normal class in PHP.
Okay.
You see now, if I remove this stuff now, it will no longer do the mapping again. But this stuff that you see here now is the one that is doing the mapping. It's showing that this class is not a regular PHP class. It's a class that is mapping to an entity, which is like a database table. Mm-hmm. You get, boss?
Mm-hmm.
I remember, so you remember when we're creating this table now, so this is the command we use always. You see now, PHP bin make entity. Yeah. So this will create for you an entity class, which is like a mapper to your database.
So the entity and the class now is the same thing.
It's almost the same thing basically.
Yeah. So then the property now is.
So the properties are, so just take properties as columns in that database table. So let me give you an example.
Is it like variables?
So in PHP, class is a variable, but in entity is a table name. So sorry, it's a table column. So for example,
got it.
Surname is a property.
Yeah.
First name is a property. Middle name is a property.
So why this table now is the class?
Exactly, this table is the class.
Got it. Yeah.
This table is the class. These columns are the properties that.
Then can we then call a class like an object?
Yes, a class is an object. A class is an object. The creation of a class is an object. Yeah, creation of a class is an object. So a class, an object is created from a class.
Yeah.
Looking at this stuff now, the table name will be called category. Mm-hmm. From this stuff now, then the category will have a property of ID.
Yeah.
ID. Mm-hmm. Updated that. So these are the properties. These are the columns.
In the property, in the category.
The categories table.
Okay.
See it's there.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. So that give us your definition. I like that definition. I don't know what that definition because I think what's the definition of database.
I said database is a collection of tables, and these tables are interconnected together. Each table consists of rows and columns. Each table must have a unique identifier.
Beautiful. So you see that definition just capture everything about database. So database is a collection of tables. These tables are interrelated together using the for relationship, either one-to-one.
It's the same thing I said now to map it and their relation. So
exactly.
Map them, then it's a relationship now. Me, I was just trying to go through the whole, but she summarized everything. Yeah,
yes,
rows and columns. Yeah, me, I was trying to explain to Mona for tire.
Yeah, like Nigerian government when they confuse us. So bros are the same thing. No,
Yeah.
so the beautiful thing is that everybody's beginning to understand what.
Mhm.
So in their own
So basically, now the whole thing is just about mapping, how to relate all of them, so
exactly.
that for easy flow of to
That's
get
it.
information.
Information, exactly. That's just database. Because that's just database basically. Because a database is just like a data storage. In fact, it's a data storage system. So if you if it's well related, you can easily fetch information from different tables, sharp, and give it to the front end. You get to just.
And that's through the mapping now to get those
Yes.
information.
Yes, through the mapping. So you must
That's the
map.
relationship.
So just like you saying, you are building a house. You are saying, okay, from the kitchen, go outside, enter the parlor. You are linking those movements together. Hey, that's the mapping basically. You are just mapping your tables together, how they relate, so that when you are pulling information, it's very easy to pull information. So basically, so when somebody says database, it's as simple as this. Basically, it's as simple as this. So just break your. So if I can.
So what did you say? Say database is a collection of rows and column or blah blah blah.
Collection of tables.
Take it step by step. You are too fast. Now you know the fast now. Now you know the fast. Now she should tell me say I'm too fast.
All right, let me say myself. I said database is a collection of tables, and these tables are interconnected together.
That's mapping.
And each table consists of rows and columns.
Okay.
Each table must have a unique identifier.
Yeah.
So
that's basically she talked about mapping and the properties.
The properties, exactly. The column is properties. The mapping
the column is properties. Then the relation is the mapping.
Then the identifier is the primary key.
The primary key, yeah, I know.
Exactly. So if you understand this concept of database, you just see yourself just database basically. So database is normal. Then there's the primary key to map and there's the foreign key to build relationship. So remember, the primary key is to map each unique identifier. Then the foreign key is to build relationship.
Okay, sorry. Where I'm a bit skeptical about is who provide these details we use to create objects. Like this, the teachers, the students. When you are creating a new system, who will bring all these? How would I put it? How would I put it down? I don't know what to call this. Like the teachers, the students, they are just like I don't know what to call that actually, but that you use them to create objects before you now map them.
Yes. So the stuff bus. So the stuff bus is okay. So let's say, for example, now. I come meet you as a developer. Say, this is what I'm thinking. I have this idea. So let's say, for example, somebody's saying that I just try to think of an idea. So like for example, now I want to do an app that will make passing the driving tests in America easy. So
or logistic, like a logistic company.
Okay, like a logistic company. Okay, how to make stuff. This now, the people doing this stuff, they don't have the idea of programming. They don't have. But they have the idea of what they want. Their business. So when they talk to you, so what's that? So you will now begin to interview them and say, okay, what is the feature of this app or this website you want to build?
How will you now, as a programmer, how will you know those each feature before you now put them into object and map them?
So the stuff is that you don't know the feature. That they want to tell you the feature the app will have. They may not know how to go about it, but they know what they want.
The information comes from the client.
The information comes from it's just like you. So it's just like you meeting a school proprietor now. A school proprietor is not a programmer, but she knows the issue she's currently having. Maybe her results is difficult to complete.
Okay.
Our management system for the school is poor. She wants to have a system that she can easily type a student name and to just bring the student profile and everything out. You get so you now ask her on this system that you want to build, what do you want to solve basically? What exactly you want to solve? She will not tell you, okay, fine. I want it to be easy for me to search student record. I want it to be easy for me to search student results. I want it to be easy for me to contact student parents. Because she has the problem now. She's the one telling you the problem you want to help her build. You get and you must build that thing to solve her exact.
But my two questions still remains. How will you not know those objects to bring out so that you can map them? How will you not know their relation? That's the two questions. First of all, to know this is the object, like we have teacher, we have subject. Okay, we have the name of school. Now we have the class. The last one. So the last one is how will you not know? Okay, I'm supposed to map teacher with this.
Okay,
this
so
with
good.
This.
Okay, so Mr. Ago, please come in then
Yes. From the first thing is the data we are looking for comes from the client.
Yes.
It is the client that will tell you, okay, since I want to access my student's record, it is the client that will give you the student's name. It is
No,
the
not
client
student name. Sorry, not student. I mean, how are we going to know that we will not get object for students, object for the school,
I know, I'm coming.
object for
I'm
teachers?
coming. I'm coming. Let me finish. It is the client that will give you the list of his teachers, the client that will give you the list of the subjects they are into, the client that will give you the list of the classes that he is into. The client will bring every information. Then now, after bringing the information, we now have the problem. The client will also tell us the problem they are facing. Now, it is not left for us now to sit down and do our mapping ourselves.
Okay.
It is not the client that will do the mapping, but the client
No. That will not do the mapping. I know. We, the developer, how we now able to know that, yeah, the client has brought school subject and know how the school relate to this. Because sorry, what I'm asking is, we are listening to the videos and it's very sweet because we have this example. When we have other industry that is different from this.
Okay, so bros, so let's pick. Okay, now you have an idea of a logistic company, Abi. Do you have the requirement stuff for the logistic company? So let's do it. So let's say you are the client. Can you just pick a real problem? Let's just stick up your head and say, okay. So let's say I'm the developer. You've contacted. So is it possible?
So I might tell you that I want to build a logistic company. I want them to be able to book vehicle. So firstly, I will give you.
No. So let's take it step by step. So let's take it step by step. So let's say
I said, okay, I want this logistic company. So I want people to be able to book vehicles. You know. So for booking.
Yeah. Okay. So for car booking, right? For logistic company for car booking.
Yeah, or for delivery. Sorry, for delivery. Now other delivery company need to come and book our car for delivery.
Okay, so you have the cars.
Yeah, we have the cars.
People come and book your car, right?
Yeah, on the franchise.
Okay, so you have the cars. People come and book your cars, David.
Yeah, like franchise. Yeah, I want the company to partner with delivery company as franchise.
Okay, good. Now I'll ask you. Now, currently, is there any system currently that you've seen that you like? Is this something related to Uber? Are you building something like close to Uber?
I'm building something related to maybe having a van, registering it with buying the franchise of say like DHL, DPD, then that vehicle will be under them. But I want to have a website, where people can come.
Okay. So is it that you are giving that van? So you see the way I interview you now to get your concept ahead.
Yeah,
so I'm asking that. So is it so you are giving that van to DHL? So is it that you want to give that van to DHL and also have access to rent the van out yourself?
Okay.
Now I'm asking a question that so
I want to just give them the van.
So if you give them the van, then the van is under the management of DHL, not longer you now.
Okay.
Then DHL will be the one to create the app, not you again.
What if I need a website for my own company?
So that's what I'm saying. So let's say you want to establish your own company that people can go there and book your van.
Okay. Yeah.
You understand now? So let's say, for example, now you have like 3 vans. 2 is with DHL, managed by DHL, because DHL will get their own van booking system.
Yeah.
Then you can get one, like say you want to set up your own small logistic, like say other persons can book for that particular van. Yeah, I don't understand, boss.
Yeah.
So
if I disturb the class, but I don't want to get another view.
No, this is the class. Now this is the class.
No, this is the requirement. This is today's class.
This is the class.
Because I was wondering how we are able to know, say, we'll map and this relationship.
So today's class, we agreed that today's class is discussion. We're going to pick real life. That's what we agreed last week. We're going to just discuss exactly.
Yes.
So you go before the class. So let's say you have a van, and the idea of that van is that you want to set up an app that will make people go there and just easily book your van. Right, bros, Nabi?
Yeah.
You put your postcode, then you tell us the dates and the time you need the van. We will charge you, you make payments, and we'll deliver the van to you that period.
Yes.
And if it past that period, you're going to pay for over, we're going to charge you SS something. Return it back. So good. So beautiful. So now the problem you are solving is that you have a van, so the problem you are solving is that you have the van. Let's say you have like 3 to 5 vans. But instead of people to come to drive down from their places and come to your shop to look at your van, you want to bring that van to them on an app that they can see the van, they can view the van, they can see the booking price and they can book from their home, and you just treat it from the site. So it's making them access to information at real time. I mean, we are agreeing about now.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Now, let me now start creating this app now. I'll ask you now. This app now, do you want users? Okay. No, so I'm picking the requirement now from you now. Do you want users to be able to log in first to use your app?
Yeah.
Yes, Abi. So it means that automatically I will have the users table.
Okay.
Yes, because users are required to log in. So definitely I must have a table to have user information. So to store user data. Because you know, one carry your van, give anybody, we just give it to the person now. At least it must be of tracking where the person address and everything.
You random person, you must have some.
It must be exactly. So you can just give it to. So for you to make booking, you must log in and we must check your emails, check your phone number and everything. So we'll have a user data to store user login credentials. Then we also have automatically we'll have a user profile table. So when I mean table is like a class entity. To have a user profile. So user profile. So user profile. So to map the user information, like for example, phone number,
the address and
store user profile. So you can see it now. Now the next thing I will ask. Now your bosses, let's say you have like 5 bosses. Are they of the same prices, or each boss they get their own price? Are they the same prices? Like, so let's say so you may have big van, extra large, so you're the one that own the company now. And they're asking us, so are the 5 bosses that you have, are they the same price?
So the developer also needs critical thinking to be able to speak with the stakeholder.
So next question. Now you're going to show, because so now you go interview the stakeholders basically.
Now the critical thinking.
Because now the interview, now the requirements where you bring, now you go take charge them for the app you want to create. If not, you go undercharge and they'll come use you.
You
must interview them to know the requirement. Because okay, for this stuff, this I will charge to build this app. So I will charge. Because you must know what you want to build now. If not, you'll go undercharge yourself because you say you undercharge.
Yeah, I'm getting it now. I'm getting it now.
So I'm asking now. So the boxes are the van now, are they the same price, or each van get their own price?
It's the same price.
So it means that all of them are the same price basically.
That means a twin loader van and a single loader van are the same prices.
The same price. So is that what you want, or you want
a different price? Let's try a different price.
Okay, good. So what it means is that I will have a van table. So I'll have a van table, and this is where I will load all the vans. So what I will do is that I will load all the vans into these tables. So to hold the van, let's say the van ID. So let's just say ID of the van, the name, the description. Let's say the description.
If it's big, if it's large, if it's small.
Large. There may be any text you want to put in there. You put in there for the
price.
Exactly. Then the price. Price. Then you get the price. So you can put in there.
I know every other thing to put or add to that.
Then good. Then next thing you hold now is you put a relationship called the van underscore picture. So that will hold the pictures that view that van pictures.
Okay.
So this will have ID as the primary key. This will have the van underscore ID, which is linking to this van. So we know
where's the picture. So we have an object for the picture as well.
Yes, we have picture. Picture URL. So this one we can upload pictures for that van. So each van will have like 10 pictures in this table.
Okay.
See that. So when you're scrolling, when you're scrolling on van 1, we'll go to this table. We'll pull out all the pictures that have an ID of 1. I will give it to you. So you can screw the inside, the outside, the tires, everything.
But you will teach us how to create this URL for picture, change picture.
So exactly. So the way they do this picture is that you just create an S3 bucket in the cloud and push that AWS and push all your pictures to. It's very simple. S3 bucket, very simple. That's very simple. S3 bucket. Then you just let me just show you what an S3 bucket look like.
No worries. We can use it for our student management.
Exactly. So that's what we train our pictures into. So Good. Now, so next, so it means that we'll have, so it means that we'll have the van. So when the user log into, the app,
Mhm.
let me just add somebody in. So when the user log into the app, so the first thing they will see is that they will see welcome, maybe welcome Bright or welcome Kelly. We'll pick the information from the profile. You understand that? So
Mhm.
when user login, we'll take the user if username and password from this credential. You get it, bros?
Mhm.
So you see that username, login, and username and password. We get it from this table. If it matches, we'll log the user in. We'll pick the user profile from this table and say, okay, welcome, maybe Bright.
Yeah.
Thanks for using Afro Logistics Service.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check for vans. So we will now display all the
Okay.
vans we have from these tables.
Mm.
This table contains our van. So since we have just 5 vans, there's no need for us to put a search. We just list the 5 vans. So we'll look through this table and we'll list our van. Let's say for example, so let's be real now. So let's say for example, this our first van here is 1, and this is like let's say a Benz.
That's what it is.
Benz. Let's say Benz, and this is like a heavy duty. So as welcome, you just joined the class. So we're just going through like a database concept and everything. So nothing. We're just trying to recap what we've done basically. So heavy duty truck. So let me just heavy duty truck. So let me, oh sorry. Let's not the waiting room. Sorry. I just add some persons. Okay, so welcome, Avin. Sorry, Jerry. Sorry for adding late. I don't know so that I did the waiting. Welcome, Musas. Welcome, Avin. So basically, we're just looking at doing a review of database system. Basically, so today is just discussions. So this is a heavy duty course. Then this stuff is like, so let me go back here and now. So this is like, let's say the price of this is like let's use Naira. Let's say the price of this is 20,000 Naira. 20,000 Naira. You get. So the next one we're having is that we're having 2, 3, 4. So this will
I
be
tell you, this thing makes sense as you just talk. I know the picture many things now. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is so let's say this is Lexus. So let's say Lexus. Let's just be different. Then this is like a mini truck. So this is mini truck. And because it's mini truck, let's say the price of this is like let's say 12,000 for this. Then this is Ford. This is exactly Ford. And this is a bus. So this is a bus. This is a Ford bus. And because it's a bus, let's just put 8,000 to rent it. 8,000 to rent it. And the last one is pickup. So let's just put pickup. So pickup. And let's put 6,000 for pickup. Not good. So pickup. So 6,000. Let's pick up is under Peugeot now. Yeah, so Peugeot.
Yeah.
Peugeot. So now, when you come our site now, we'll come to this table and we'll list this 4 stuff on our home page for you. So we'll give you from here, we'll come to this table, we'll list this 4 stuff for you. Okay, welcome. Remember, when you log in and it's correct, we'll get a trainer for you. We'll get your name from this table. So to be welcome, if it's Mr. Ogo, to be welcome, Mr. Ogo, or welcome Ogo. So go through our list of logistics van. We'll list 1, Benz, we'll put it for you, put the price. 2, this, we'll put it for you, put the price. 3. Then when you click on each one, so let's say you want to now look at picture of our heavy duty truck. Let's say you want to look at it. If it's even what the 20,000 we're charging, how big is it? When you click on this heavy duty truck, we'll now give you the full description of the truck, the price. I will come to this table and we'll pick all the pictures related to one. So this table will be something.
Yeah. So we'll now get the van ID and the picture.
Exactly.
ID might be the plate number and all.
Exactly. So can I get the picture URL? So we HTTP to our S3 buckets. So let's say 1, Another one will be 2. So 2. So 1. So let's say this picture has, so from here, so for example, so if the user now clicks on this stuff and we know the ID is 1, we will now come to this relationship because this table is already marked. Remember, this ID, van ID relates to this stuff. So we can from here pick all the pictures URL that has a 1 attached and we'll give to the users. And so it can just be shown. You can see our vans. Now, if the user likes the van, so let's say the user likes the van, the next thing the user to do is that the user has to click on a book button. Okay, I like the van. Then we'll give you, so when you like the van, click on a book button. Now that book button will give you two things you're going to calculate for us is that you're going to have like a start date, because we charge per date, 24 hours. We're going to have a start date
and the end date.
Exactly, and an end date. So you're going to give us your start date and an end date. Yes. So those are the two. So if you are booking for 1 week, we're going to times it. We're going to know that this is the difference between this and this will be 7 days. We're going to times 7 days by each 20,000, which are going to pay 140,000 naira. And we're going to charge you. So the next object we'll have, it will be the book table. Okay. Remember the book table.
So inside the book table now we now have the start and the end date.
Exactly. So you are seeing the way now the stakeholder don't know all these things. So now you know how these things they run behind the scene. You get it.
Well, so generally, the programmer still needs critical thinking to be able to.
Exactly. No, sure. So the next thing you have is you have a book table. Now, what will be inside this book table now? Let's start beginning. We have an ID. We have a user underscore ID. We have to track which user is booking which table. Which user is keep track of which user wants to book this table. Good. Then we have to know, okay, which van the user wants to book. We have to keep track of the van the user wants to book. We have to keep track of the start date for the van, for the booking. When the user want to start booking this van, and the end date. The end date, when the user wants to end the booking. Then we have to look at the price. So the price, so we can use the unit price. Now, the unit price and the total price. So why do I like putting the unit price? We can easily pick the unit price from this table. And we can say, but this stuff is that today, let's say for example, the way Tinubu they increase for up and down, today it will be 20,000, tomorrow it will be 25,000. So if you are picking from this table, it's not fair. So let me give an example. So let's keep this now. Let's run. So let's say the first booking is 1, and the user ID came from Mr. Ogo, which has an ID of 1. Mr. Ogo wants to book, and he wants to book our heavy duty truck Benz, which has an ID of 1. And the start date for the booking is, let's say today, 19th. Let's say today, so 2024, 10th, 19. And the end date, let's say it's going to end, let's say tomorrow. And we charge per day. So you say that if you want to end the same day, you have to take it in the morning and return it that same day. If you pass the next day, so let's say Mr. Ogo wants to use it for his birthday celebration one day. So he's going to pick it up in the morning and return it in the evening. So it's the same day. So it will be the same day. So this will be 1 day. Now the unit price, Mr. So this is 1 day.
We are supposed to have time also.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
We are supposed to have time on the table.
Yeah, time. So the booking time may not be. So the booking time we'll have booking time on that table. But for this start and end date, we will not need booking time because we're doing it. We're going to charge per day.
Okay.
So we're going to very strict. So if it goes to the next day, you have to pay new charge. I mean, bros, not say you want that.
Yeah. So if we are going to have time, which means the start date and end date will have an object of its own. With different time.
No. So okay, bro. So you are the stakeholders. So are you going to be very strict that? So the time does not matter to you. What matters to you is the date. So for example, if let's say I want to book something tomorrow, and I go to your app and I say I want to book a van for tomorrow, Now, am I supposed to return it that tomorrow evening? Or so what is your duration? Is it 24 hours duration? So what is your duration?
24 hours should be okay, or with time. Depends on yeah.
Yeah, so it depends. So if you are working with time, so let's do with time.
But sorry, this start date and end date, are we creating an object for that?
No, it's going to be on this table. No.
Okay, under the book table.
It's not the book.
It's just a property of the book table.
Yes, it's back on the book table. No, I'm going to create your book for it because
Okay.
this will come from the calendar.
Yeah.
It will come from the calendar. So let me give an example of a calendar that you will not do. So if you look at this stuff now, let's look at this stuff. Okay. So this is a calendar that you select the dates you want. Okay, so you cannot have a start date here. On that calendar again will come out and say, okay, end date.
I know. I know. But this is from the front end now.
Yeah, this is on the front end. This is on the front end, basically. Exactly. This is on the front end.
So the front end framework will give us how to enter the date and the start and end date.
This data will come from the front end framework. Yeah. So when we're doing the HTML.
Yeah, I know.
So now give you the data here exactly. So the start date, the end date, then the unit price. Let's say the unit price for this van is 20,000. So the reason why I like to keep unit price there is that so this person may book today and it's 20,000. And let's say tomorrow we increase this into 25,000. But because we already have a record as when this person book, we will not charge this person for today's price anymore. We will charge the person as the price as of when the person books. Yeah, you get. So we're going to put this at 20,000, which is nice, as unit price. So unit price is like price per day, basically. Then we're going to look at this stuff and do a PHP. So you can say this is where the PHP server language will do those work. The PHP server language will now look at, okay, fine, let's assume you put a time. So I'm booking from 6. So let's put a time. I'm booking from 18:00:00. So this is 19 at 6 p.m. and I'm going to return it at
15.
20th. Because you're taking it from 6 p.m. and I'm going to return it at before 6 p.m. You understand? The next day. You get it? We agree now. We agree.
Yeah.
Now, your PHP server language will now subtract this date from this date. How many hours interval is it? You get? If it's 24 hours, make it 1 day. So this person is taking just for this stuff for 1 day. But if you are doing it from 19 and you are returning it around 23, this will go to 2 days. We agree now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we agree. So it's the user that will tell us when do you want to take this bus, date and time. When you want to return this bus, date and time. But meanwhile, we are charging you for every 24 hours. You're going to pay the unit price for it, for this stuff. So it's up to basically. So this is our server language will now do that. But let's keep it at 1818. So it will be like within the 24 hours range. Our total price will be 20,000 that we're charging this user. Now, because the user hasn't paid yet, we're going to have a payment status. So the user hasn't paid yet. These are just booked. He just made a booking on the stuff. So we're going to have a payment status of pending because he hasn't paid yet. Then we're going to have the created at. So when this booking was created, so it's going to be, let's say today is 24/10/19 at 11:21:00. So this is when it was created at. So you get, let me just say if anybody be on Zoom. Okay, nobody's waiting. That's fine. So you get this to that. So the purpose of this book table is just to hold the user making the booking for the van, the van the person wants to book, the start date, the end date, the unit price the person is paying per day, and the total price. When we've done the math between the start date and the end date, we'll now calculate times it by the unit price to get the total price. Because the person hasn't paid yet, it will be pending. Then this is when the booking was created. So good. So we have this book table. Now the next thing we'll now have now is now a payment table.
Okay.
See now. So next thing we have now is a payment table. Now, what do payments for? These payments will use to track payment because sometimes if you say they pay and it not reflect for the app, you have to come to this table to check really did the person pay?
Yeah.
So now we now have this payment table. Remember, this payment table will have an ID. We'll have a underscore ID, which is related.
Book ID. Yeah.
Exactly. Then it will have the payment log. So let's say the payment log. So we can track, we can pick or we can store all the logs just in case tomorrow a person comes to say I try to pay. So this table will give this stuff will give us the log if it was successful. Remember, for the payment, we are using a third party payment.
Yeah, API. Yeah, we now use API.
So it may be a Stripe, it may be Jumia Pay. There are lots of payment platforms can use. But remember, when they pay, when that API returns back, it's going to return back with some data. So our purpose is that we're going to save this data in this table, in this properties, so that just in case tomorrow that person can tell us, say, he pay, we easily come here and check, okay, what was the API response to see, did it even go through? Then we can have another particular payment status.
Yeah.
So was it successful or did it fail? Then we'll have created that. Let me just copy this. Track the time it was created at, and let's put updated at. So let's give an example. So let me put this created at here. And so let me make it updated at, sorry. I don't know if it's making sense, boss.
Yeah, it's making sense.
So then let's put this updated at. So remember this person. So see the flow. The person logged into our app. We checked this table, found that the credential is valid. We allow the person to our home page. We pick the person's profile from here and we said, welcome, Mr. Ogo. We got the profile from here. Then we listed all the vans we have on our vans homepage. We have Mercedes, we have Lexus, we have Ford, we have Peugeot. The person said, okay, he clicked on Mercedes, that you need Mercedes heavy duty truck. We'll pick the ID of Mercedes. Then we came to this table. We picked all the pictures for Mercedes. So we showed the person the pictures. The person
sorry. There will be no need to map any of the table again.
For which one?
We've already mapped all the table now with the booking, the payment.
Yes, we're still bidding. So we're still bidding. So it depends. So those tables will depend on the requirement. So if you need more requirements, we'll need more mapping. Exactly. So if this requirement that we're bidding solves your issue, then we are good to go. But if you need that, so sometimes you have to have more features. It means I have to create more tables here. So pick it then. Then first click on the book button. Before you click on the book button, we'll give you the start date, the end date. Put those features. You select the start date from the date and time, end date and time. You click on book. We'll pick the user ID. Because the person logged in has an ID already, we'll pick the ID from the user ID. Remember, the person selected one as this vehicle. So we'll pick the one and put it here. The person from the front end, the person gave us the start date and the end dates. Then then because this table is linked, we got this van from the van ID, we got the price as at that time the person was booking. We pick the price, we put it here. Then we did a subtraction from the end date from the start date. We got the number of hours. Every 24 hours, we'll make. So what we did is that we got the number of hours interval between those two start and end dates. We divided the hours by 24 hours, and we did an approximation to the nearest integer. So that gives us the number of days the person is going to pick this stuff. So, but for this stuff, this is just 24 hours. So we're going to pick 1 day. So total price will be 1. Because the person hasn't paid yet, it's still on the booking screen. Status will be exactly. Then this will be automatically stamped, like this stamp. Then the next thing we'll tell the person that now proceed to payment. As soon as the person click on proceed to payment, we're going to send an API request to our payment third party, passing the person's information and the amount he wants to pay. So you now see on that payment screen, you now see welcome so and so. Amount we are charging you 20,000 naira. Put your card details. As soon as you pay, now the API response will now hit back to us again and say, okay, this person has paid, we've charged the person and it's successful. Then when it's coming back, we're going to log this information on this table. So let's go. So ID is 1. Now the booking ID that we sent is 1 because this is the booking the person wants to pay for. So this will represent the ID, so which is 1. Now the payment log. So let's say the payment log will always be like in a JSON. So let's say it will be blah blah blah. To contain all the booking information, just so, but it will not contain your card details. So
No,
this
I know. Yeah.
just contain the logs. Was it successful? If it's error, what was the error? Insufficient funds. Everything will be on the logs. Then the status. So let's assume it was successful. So put it successful here. So because it was successful now, so the status was successful, and the person did the payments around. So let's say the person did the payments around. They just put around this time. So let's just say 12, for example, or let's say 11:30. That's when the person did the payments. And so this stuff. So as soon as the payments, so as soon as the payments become successful, we're going to update our status now from this pending now to successful. So what do that? So we're going to take this successful. We're going to go back to this booking van. Remember, this booking has an ID, so we can from here go back to this booking table. So from here, go back to this booking table and update the status to become successful.
Yeah.
Because from our response, it is successful booking. It's no longer pending. You get. Now, then what we cannot do next is that this person's profile. So let's go now. So this person's profile having an ID of 1. So the person user ID of 1 on our app, which is when we're using Mr. Ogo now, which is Mr. Ogo. Now let's assume Mr. Ogo has an ID of 1. It now has on the app, we'll now show him that Mr. Ogo has a booking. So he has, so let's say, so he has a booking now. So he has a booking for so he has a booking of dance for 24th, so 2024 10th to at so this time. So if Mr. Ago, after Mr. Ago has successfully pay, if he goes to the my booking session, you should see that we have confirmed his booking for this date and this time. So it's just for him to just come and take the van. Show us is probably bring a document and we'll give him the van basically. Now the next thing, so let's not assume that Mr. Avina wants to also book this same van for the same date and time. See now. So let's say Mr. Avin did not know. So the event collapse, it clash. The same Mr. Avin needs that same our van for the same date of 19th at 6 p.m. So the first thing we'll do is that. So let's say Mr. Avin comes in. So let me bring another table. That notepad in. Let me bring another notepad in. So let's say Mr. Avin comes in. So let's say Mr. Avin has an ID of 2. So Mr. Avin, bros, I don't know if it's making sense.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So Mr. Avin has an ID of 2. Let me see. Okay, there's nobody pending. Okay, there's only anybody pending. So good. So let's say Mr. Avin has an ID of 2. So Mr. Avin logs in. Now Mr. Avin loves, so definitely it's still the same stuff. So when Mr. Avin logs in, we check his credentials and say, okay, yes, he has registered with us, so he has a credential with our app, and we'll log in, get his profile from this profile table. We'll say, welcome, Mr. Avin. Please, what vehicle do you want to hire today? We will list all the vehicles that we have in our shop. And Mr. Avin says he needs this vehicle also. Okay, and we say that's fine. So we'll show Mr. Avin this vehicle and say, Mr. Avin, please select date and time. Now, Mr. Avin selects this same date and this same time. And we just have just one vehicle that we can list per time. So what do we do? So when Mr. Avin sends a request from the front end saying that start date is equals to this date, for example, for Mr. Avin now, he wants this same boss and end date. So this is our data. Our front end is telling us that Mr. Avin needs this information. I remember Mr. Ogo has already booked this vehicle for this date. I will not want to double book because of fraud. Our company has a brand to protect, and the vehicle number, the van ID he wants to go for is this same van ID of 1, which is Mercedes Benz 1. Now, let me say study. Now, what we do first of all is that. So this is where, now, Mr. Alvin is not doing this on purpose. It's just a crash of events. Probably he booked late. Mr. Ogo was faster. He booked. Mr. Ogo booked on time. So we will not blame Mr. Alvin for this. But what we will not do before we accept Mr. Alvin's record or stuff to book, we'll go and check this table. And we'll run experience. Is this particular van, does it have any that is successful for this date? If it has any booking for this date to this date, we'll tell Mr. Alvin, oh, sorry, Mr. Alvin, the van has already booked particular dates and time, except you have to reschedule another date and time. You get, so we'll not allow Mr. Alvin to create a booking record. So this is what we call validation of data. Yes. So now remember, it's not Mr. Alvin's fault. Mr. Alvin does not know our back end. He does not know our booking stuff. But before we accept him to even go further, we first of all take those parameters Mr. Alvin is sending. The van ID.
Sorry. Would there be would there be another object for validation of data?
No. That is
okay.
That is from our programming language.
Okay.
So our programming language will send a query to our database and say, hey, database, check for me. Is this van ID 1? Does it have any booking for this start dates? If our database says yes, it have, we'll tell Mr. Alvin no, we can't give you. There's any booking already existing for this start date to this end date. So we're going to check through and see, okay, so let's say, for example, Mr. Alvin is booking this table from 18th to 25. You get. Let's say Mr. Alvin wants to book this stuff. He wants to travel to Isha for political campaign. You get. So he wants to book this stuff from 18 to 25. What we'll do, we'll send a record to our database. A database for this van ID 1. Does it have any booking between 18th to the 25th? Any booking exists? Our database will now scan through and say, hey, I'm seeing a booking on the 19th. There's a booking already on the 19th. We say, oh, then we'll tell Mr. Alvin, the date you selected, that car will not be available, except you have to now reschedule. You get so exactly. So this validation. So we'll not let him create. And Mr. Alvin will try again, and we'll say no because we can't let you schedule because a booking already exists from 19th of October. So you say that you make your own from 20th. Then we can allow you, or you release your dates. But there will never be clash of dates because we'll just have just one vehicle. Except we'll have multiple vans. But if we have just one, we will never allow clash of dates so that it will not be out and somebody is booking it and two persons are coming and say they book on our site, on our app. That makes sense. Because we've not done proper data validation. I remember if this is pending, we'll allow Mr. Alvin to continue. It is first come, first serve. So it is the first that book and it shows successful that will give priority over. If this is true, if you put a booking table and it's pending, we will not treat you as
except this payment confirmation first.
Exactly. Except there's payment confirmation. Exactly. So it's first come, first pay, first serve. Exactly. So as soon as it's successful, then we'll lock that booking for that particular time. I will not let any booking either on that day or cross through that date. So basically, this is so you are the stakeholder. I will tell you, okay, this design I've done, does it meet your requirements? Is this what you want? So boss, I'm asking you, you are the stakeholder now.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, okay. Mr. Alvin was saying something. Okay, so Mr. Alvin, just a minute. So, boss, I'm asking you now. You are the stakeholder. You brought, Mr. Alvin, just a minute. You brought these requirements. I'm not asking you now. Look at this flow. Look at this design. Is this what you want for your app? Does it cover? Because you have the concept. So I've done this. I've done the flow.
No, I think it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So my own understanding for at least for this time now, at this point. Maybe there might be other requirements.
Exactly. So
this update depends on the customers.
Yes. So exactly. So this is what we call in programming. This is what we call MVP. So when you bring an application out, it's called MVP, so minimal viable products. So this is your first version. Then tomorrow, maybe a customer will not say, I want this thing, I want to add this feature, I want to add this feature. So you not be
from feedback.
From feedback, basically. But definitely, an app will start from a minimum viable product. Then from feedback, you now begin to build. You now begin to improve. You now begin to improve, basically. So that's the way it works, basically. It's just feedback, basically. Feedback, you call your developer to developer add the feature. Feedback, the developer.
So how are we now going to map this to Symfony now? We'll
Yes,
now
so
do the normal style of mapping, the
yes,
make entity and all that.
you create your user table object, you
Yeah.
create a file, you create your van,
Yeah.
map it to relationship with this van picture, you create your
Yeah.
book, you map
Yeah.
map it to the start date, give this a date and time. This will be a decimal point. This will be so you can use a norm or a start. This will be a date time. This will be an ID, primary key. This will be the relationship to the book table. So one to many. Then this will be payment log will be JSON because you're expecting an API request with JSON. This will be like a string. So you've mapped it basically. Very as simple as that. Then when you finish your mapping, you now go to your server-side language. Remember, your validation is not done on your database. It is done on your programming language.
Yeah, I got that. But what I'm asking is how are we going to map this now? So you now map the user is okay as you use the store user login and credentials are okay.
Yeah, credentials.
Those are we map those one individually.
Yes.
Then the van. Okay, no, sorry. The basic relationship here now is the van underscore picture or what?
Exactly. So we're going to, on this van picture table, we're going to create a relationship between this van ID to this van ID.
Okay.
We're going to build a relationship here such that this will be related. So this one here is not normal one, it's a one relating to this one.
Yeah.
We're also going to create on this book table, we're going to create a relationship between ID to our ID table.
Okay.
Such that this ID one will represent Mr. Ugo. It's not just normal one. Then this van also, we're going to map it to our van so that this ID one will represent Ben's heavy duty.
Yeah. So I've seen the relationship now. Then for the payment now, we have the book ID.
Map this stuff now to this table. Shows that this one will give us the booking ID information here. So this one does not represent number one. It's a one linking to this booking ID having one. Book ID having one.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
Okay.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, but I don't know if it's clear, boss.
Yeah, it's clear.
So, Mr. Alvin, you had something to say, Mr. Alvin. I think you were saying something before. Wait, Mr. Alvin, we can't hear you. Your mic.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, boss.
All right. My first question is, I think before you did this booking van booking application, I think you're talking about entity and is it entity like talking about the relationship? How do we now identify the entity, the subject here? And secondly, for instance, for this kind of application now, there might be some clients who will need a van, and probably the van is not available at that time. So maybe they will not say, okay, can we be contacted if the van is available? How can we implement such that we notify them if we don't want to call them, or maybe a specific time when the van is back?
Good. I like that.
Okay, another question is, now we spoke about time, like you say, okay, maybe the time they came to take the vehicle or something. What is the case in the case where they're supposed to pick up the vehicle by 11:21?
Okay.
Then no, okay, you said is it 18:00, and they now came, the car is not prepared for them to take it at that time. So how do we complement those space, those unplanned events? Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, nice one, boss. So let's start from the last one. So let's assume they came in, so they booked 1800, and they came in 1800. Probably the person that was supposed to return the van or from car wash did not return it that time, and they've already booked 1800. So at that point, it's not the customer's fault. So what we'll have that we'll have so what I'm going to do is that we're going to create a portal for the stakeholder that has done this feature now. We'll have an admin portal where they can do some adjustments for the end. So it means that while this is the customer side of the app, bros who don't bring this feature will get your own login to see who don't book, to see the bookings for the van, and to make some adjustments if necessary. So if we know that that adjustment is valid, so let's say the customer books 18, the customer was around, but the customer got this van at 20. So he just need to go to that login and adjust this to 20 basically. But he will only be the one to have access to these adjustments. So you get boss now. He will only be the one to have adjustment because at that point it is not the customer's fault.
Oh,
I think that has to do with the booking validation.
Sorry?
That has to do with the booking validation.
Yes, but it will be from the admin side of things now. Yeah, the admin will have that right to do it, not the customer or not any other staff. So it will be high level, maybe the MD account. The MD can just do some adjustments, basically with time to just because of this purpose, basically. This one is not the customer's fault. This one is the company's fault. So the company just have to take the loss at this time and see how to just, because of the brand, and see how we can just balance this behind the scene. But we will not charge the customer. Yes. Mr. Goy, why is it something?
Yeah, I wanted to say that the client, the business now, we have to also be up and doing. That is, they have to be ready to know that their products are ready at every point in time.
That's true.
Because there are customers that do not have the patience of waiting.
That's true.
You tell them 6 o'clock, and if you know by the person in charge now discovers that by 6 o'clock this car is not yet coming back, he's supposed to relate back to the customer.
That's
before
true.
the customer comes in by 6 o'clock. So if it is 5:30 something, you discover that by 5:30 this thing is not going to be ready by 6. You relate to the customer, please, there will be a delay. So that the customer wouldn't come and you now start telling the customer sorry.
And on that we could do on our app is that we will not let customer to make booking next day. No, we can say okay, the minimum we can take is you have to give us a 48 hours time frame.
Yes.
Exactly. So we can plan ahead. So this is logistics. Logistics is not because it can't be developed faults. We have to go fix the car. We have to go we go to mechanic. So we can say okay, on this app, the minimum. So if you are booking, so you can't just go to the app and you need a motor for tomorrow. You want to book it today.
We'll say no. To book today.
No, we'll say no. So the minimum you can give us, you have to give us a. So these are the features we'll put in place based on if the stakeholder, which is bros, tell us that he can manage any booking, then we'll say go ahead, no problem, we'll put it for you. You can book. In fact, you can book now. But these are the things you have to look at. Motor fees and everything. So the bros also asking us that what if Mr. Avin wants to book and Mr. Avin wants like a table to notify me when it's not available. So good. So you can see, bros, now so we're going to create another table called notify table. So now you see it now. So we're going to create. So everything is for every just know that for every feature you are thinking about creating, you must have where you are saving those data. So we're going to have a table called notifications, which is like another object again, like another class again or mapper, and this will have an ID. Then this will have a user underscore ID, which user applied to be notified. So Mr. Avin is 2. Remember, Mr. Avin applied to be notified when the vehicle is available. Now, which vehicle do we want to notify Mr. Avin? This is. They will now have a table called is notified. So this one will track. Okay, has Mr. Avin been notified? So let's give an example. So let's say this table is 1. Mr. Avin is 2 in the database. So 2. Then the van he wants to be notified is 1. And it will be 0. So let's say every evening we'll run a query that says, okay, notify everybody. So as soon as this van is available now, it's for us to just click on the button and say notify Mr. Avin. Mr. Alvin gets either a phone call or an email saying he has been notified. I will make this 1, meaning that Mr. Alvin has been notified. If it's 0, it means that our customer service will have to notify that person. I don't know if you, I don't, boss, I don't know if that answers your question, boss. Yeah. The second one.
Respond. Is it do you have to is it this admin staff that we have to do the process of notifying the customer who has requested for notification?
So on this portal we have like three different access. We'll have the customer access, which is like an app. We'll have the customer service also to see booking, to plan for booking, and to notify customer if cars are available. But they cannot edit anything. They cannot edit anything. They can just view, see booking, see customers that have applied for notification, and if the cars are available, they will call the customer to notify them. So it means that so imagine where Mr. Alvin just placed a notification. After like 2 days, somebody called Mr. Alvin from our logistics and say, hello, we saw your notification. Mr. Alvin will be happy. Like, this company, they're really trying. That was real. You get so somebody will call to follow, which one, customer service. Then the admin, which is Bros now, which own the company, can only if you want to add or edit. So for example, he may buy a new truck. He may want to add new truck here.
New truck, yes.
He may want to edit the price of a truck.
He's the only one.
Yes, he's only one, exactly. Then he may want to check payments. For example, check payment log. You don't want your staff to be checking payment log, so he's the one. So that's how we'll not create permissions to different assets based on. So the admin will be highest. In fact, the admin will be the one to add customer service agents. Is it like,
okay, sorry. If I ask a question now, is it the MD that will have access to the payment log alone? Is it only the MD?
Yes, it should be the MD. So it depends. So
again, please. Again, please. How will the admin staff now know if anybody has made payment? Will they also have access to the payment confirmation aspect?
Yes. Okay.
Can I come in, sir?
Okay, sir.
All right.
There will be a log, or a notification table. Let me call it a notification table, even though it's not the right name. That will show to the that will come visible to the customer service, showing that payment has been made. So if the person makes payment, the admin, the accountant, let me use the accountant now. The accountant notifies the manager that so person has made payment. The manager includes it in his portal, and it shows to the customer service that payment has been made.
Okay, so what we can do, another thing we can do is that, so from the customer service table, we can preview, we can list all the payments that has been made that is marked successful on the customer service. So as soon as you pay and successful, the customer service sees it. But the customer service cannot check the log. So if somebody comes and says there's an issue, now we will not refer them to the accounting department or to the MD. So those accounting departments or MD now have the right to now click on your payment and view the logs. So it's for us to set permission, because we don't want roles to be clashing. Remember, the customer service is just to see bookings for the day, prepare those vans. Then if you now call and say, I try to make a payment, of which normally it will happen. People will make payments, it will fail, they'll be dotted and everything. So it's not, okay, fine. I will refer you to the accounting departments. They have more permission to check your logs. I don't know if you understand, boss. But they will not tell you, the customer, that say, okay, speak with the accounting department. Let me transfer you to our accounting department. The accounting department will not tell you, okay, give us your ID. When did you pay? Okay, check your log. Sometimes the issue may not even come from the log. The issue may come from we contacting our service provider. We'll not tell you, okay, give us the next 24 hours to contact our third party and we'll resolve it for you. You get so the work of account management is, well, you don't have to stress your customer service. Your customer service should just take complaint from the customer. Then when it requires specialized, your accounting department will not take it to those your third party or treat it from their end, from the accounting stuff. I don't understand, boss. So you can see the way you are splitting different permissions into just the same way a teacher. So definitely an app have different. The backend may be full, but when you are building the structure, you are giving different persons different access. You are blocking it. So your access stops here. The next person access stops here. The next person so accounting can only view log. Accounting cannot change price of this vehicle. No, that's not their job. Their job is just to see logs, relate to our third-party payment gateway, rectify our books, rectify our accounts, balance our sheets, make sure when it comes to money, everything is okay. But only the MD, if they buy new truck, only the MD can add new truck. Only the MD can assign a user to an accounting department. An MD can assign a user to, okay, let's say I want Ada to become our accountant. Okay, I'll go to Ada account and assign Ada the role of accounting permission. So that's like the MD. The MD has, so the MD can do everything. The MD can view log, he can see everything. But basically, people order will just say, hey, so that it's not be too stressful. I don't know if that makes sense, boss.
Yes.
So, Mr. Alvin, sorry, Mr. Alvin. Bro said, does that clear your answer your question, boss? Okay, Bro said is muted. Okay, so Mr. Alvin, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes, it's better. It's far better.
Okay, all right. I think my laptop is, I don't know. Anyway, hopefully. What I followed that part you were talking about, Mr. Ugo making the first booking for the truck, and then maybe I am to come as the second person to make a booking for that same truck. For those persons who will be familiar with TLS Contact or some other websites, I think I've encountered some websites like that where I'm to make a payment. I would say like a 15 minutes countdown. It's like as if that particular item I'm to pay for, let's say like a date for an interview or anything or whatever you are buying, like a 15 minutes countdown countdown. After that 15 minutes countdown expires, it's assumed you're not able to make payment. I think it takes back that item or that date back to the open pool whereby other persons can be able to pick from. So I think when you were just making that comment about not having a second person book a van, in the case or in the situation whereby there's just one van, right? There's no multiple van. If there were multiple vans, I'm sure there'll still be a way to make sure each van is booked once per time, or several vans are booked per time, as the case may be. But I think that aspect comes into mind. Maybe something like that. If the client accepts or likes a thing like that, whereby there's a 15 minutes or 10 minutes countdown time, the client or the customer is able to if you need to lock down that particular van for like 10 or 15 minutes, if it's not able to be paid for, it goes back, or you leave it like the way it was, whereby it's first come first time, whereby receives the payment from the payment third party and return successful, gets the van. I probably say something like that could be integrated if that is an option they are willing to. We need to look at. Yes. That's what I just wanted to just say.
I agree with you. It makes sense. So what Mr. Alvin is saying is that when Mr. will go click on that van and ensure that van, so we can give him a 15 minutes, so we can lock that van for Mr. Go for the next 15 minutes for him to complete his payment. So if anybody is trying to book that particular van for that particular date and time, Mr. Go is already locked in. After 15 minutes, we open it back for everybody. Basically, so it depends on the stakeholder. Basically, it depends on what the stakeholder wants. So that you can always alter our plan, alter our feature, basically. But you can see this idea now did not come from me. It was Bros that brought this idea, and we're trying to build. And everybody trying to think to see how to make it better. So that's that's the way they create app, basically, or websites. So most times somebody just thinks of the idea and say, I think we can do something like this. I may not know how to do it, but okay, I can just bring on the right team and let's see how we can put this thing together and get it done. Then we begin to ask questions. Okay, what do you need? So it's just questions, interviews, requirements that will now begin to make us structure how the application will work. So if we sit down and say, okay, fine, which should we go with? Because Mr. Alvin, the bad side of what you said is that people will just go down and just be playing with your app, be locking it every 15 minutes. And hindering people that want to book.
That's true. Bad atoms.
You see that? So if I know that's your logic, after 15 minutes again, I will refresh, I will book it again. And you are hindering people that really want to book for this vehicle. You just need now. So we have to look at that. So
your competitors can do that to hurt you, say.
exactly. So just to spoil your business, basically. And you'd be like, why is no booking coming from? No, that there's somebody just there, just trying to, because you understand that the fact that if you lock that 15 minutes, nobody can do it. So look at, okay, which best way works, basically. Should we make it open that it will be first come, first serve? As soon as he's successful, we're going to bounce everybody that is locked into his first come, first serve for that particular day. Or we'll stick to the fact of, we're going to lock you for 15 minutes. So we're going to look at the pros and the cons and see which side to follow, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's interesting, Abi.
All right.
Yes. Very.
Ace, thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time to bring this down. Please, can I just want us to digress a bit, please?
Sure.
Recently, the news, there was something that was trending on social media.
Okay.
There's this Uber thing from South Africa.
Mm.
Is this boat that somebody booked an Uber or a boat, and they now debited the person without the Uber coming through. Whether somebody booked from South Africa, and the issue started. People started booking from Nigeria.
I saw that stuff. I saw that.
Please, can you share a light on that?
Okay, good. I saw that stuff. But I think Uber, so you remember I said there's a minimum viable product for every app that you release. So maybe when Uber did that app, they did not. So the developer or even the Uber team or the stakeholder did not even think that somebody in another country will order a ride, because I think the way Uber works here is that you pay before the driver even come. But I think that in Africa, the driver comes first, then after your trip, you now pay. You see now, so it's a two different way. I think you pay first. Uber will take your money first. So if you like book from here to Germany, Uber will take your £400. If you don't go, Uber will return back some parts and take their own driver costs and the expenses. For back home is you order, the driver comes, pick you up. At the end of the trip, you now pay the driver. You get, so people now saw that loopholes. They were in Nigeria. They were ordering Uber in South Africa, and the driver will have to now go. So what Uber did was that Uber now locked it that if you can only order within that country, or if possible within that region.
Has it been updated now?
Yeah. I think the issue has been fixed. Yeah, but I think what happened was that Uber just made it, like, for example, if you open your Uber app now, you can book from here to Germany. Because Uber feels that a right-thinking person will book where he wants to go. But because of this saga, like this online media, people, because they know that they will not pay, you just go there, book from South Africa, one place, and they're in Nigeria. You get in Nigeria. So I think Uber has said that if you can only book when you are in South Africa, so they will use your IP, except you're not going to use a VPN to change your IP, of which Uber will now have to still go and look for a strong security check to make sure that you're not using a VPN.
And boss, sorry if I could come here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah,
sorry. I think I partially heard about that thing, but sometimes there are many information that fly by. You don't pay attention because you have to pick the one you can handle per time.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't know if that has been done. Hopefully it's done, but I kind of feel it's difficult to do that. I want to say this from personal experience because I did both for a while, and I will tell you one thing for those who are familiar with both, those who drove for both, or boat drivers, or were passengers, as the case may be. Oftentimes, I could be sitting maybe somewhere in Uniben, and somebody books a ride. They'll tell you, bros, I better bring my babe come with me for GRA. The person is in GRA, but they'll put that location in main gate. You can change your location. It's one of the features that the app gives you as a customer to put your location. So the guy will put his location in main gate, pick a driver around main gate, and he gets me. And when he gets me, then he says, please pick up someone from street 19 or someone around Nadia there. You pick the person and then he reverses the location and destination, and then brings the person all the way down to GRA. So that feature is what obtainable. The last time I used that platform, that's what was obtainable there. Now, because the client knows that even if it's a card payment or a cash payment, you still have to get to the final destination of bringing whoever you are dropping over there, and then either they pays you by cash or they pay you by, if it's a card payment, both does automatic withdrawal, goes to both settles you later at the end of the week, as the case may be. Now, this for obtainable over this place, is different because both Uber debits you first.
First.
So you cannot just sit down and start playing.
That's true.
And start playing over 2-3 times. It gets to a style. I think the app would like automatically restrict you after 3. If you come to like 3 or 4 times, it restricts you for a while, thinking that you are making either your child is playing with your card or someone is playing with your app, or someone trying to maybe make a fraud. They'll just automatically cut you after like 24 hours. Just wait, if you over cancel ride as a customer, I think 5 times in the space of 1 hour or thereabouts in both, they'll block you for 24 hours, thinking that you are playing. So because we have the business climb, so I guess the business climb can also affect the way the business operates. I won't say most South Africans, because South Africans are a little bit more economic matured wise compared to Nigeria. Some places might differ, but most Nigerians say, I will go pay for rides first when the ride ever come here. So that climb has made them, okay, when you don't pay the driver first, when you get to your destination, make that particular payment. So in that wise, it might be a bit difficult because people use location to book. To make this buttress, a friend of mine from secondary school, the guy is in US. He booked a ride. I was in GRA. He booked a ride from I was in GRA around the golf course area. Booked a ride from Kada to pick his fiancée and drop her at Slope opposite the Zenith Bank there. That's where the girl was staying.
Yeah.
The guy all the way from US. Booked right. Incidentally, it was even my classmate, and I saw the name. I was like, I knew this guy. All the way from US, put his location in GRA, booked the ride because it was heavily that day, and everywhere was locked to go pick up the girl all the way from Kada all the way to that place. So the guy is in US, and so that's the reason why it might be a bit hard because of those issues, because of the make it easy for people who might feel, how will I pay ahead? So that's what I just want to just drop that in. So that could be a factor why they might not be able to fully do that.
I agree. Like you said, each culture, people behavior. But the good thing that why you never see this thing in this side of the world is that you pay first before you order, right? So if you are playing with your card, if Uber want to return your money, they will take their own £4 away. So now you even lost. You not see driver. You book the first and Uber take like £10 from your money. You book again. You not book again. But you see back then in Nigeria, I think you book first. So you can just have you can just have a person playing with your app. So that was what I was saying. Someone will just book a drive. The driver comes there. He will cancel it. And you will not do anything, basically. Even if you block his account, he will tell you that you lose that. But you have wasted the driver time, wasted the driver fuel, and those stuff. So these are the things that the stakeholder will now have to sit down and think, how can we solve this stuff? You get, so we're not look at it and say, okay, how best can we solve this issue? So that is a continuous development to be developing. So I think for that period of time, Uber may just restrict it for that period of time, but later they will open it again. Because at the point, Uber driver were not meeting in one particular location. they will not send anybody. The driver was sending out Uber drivers to one particular postcode or one particular point. They were meeting there. They will not send anybody. Who booked them? They Nigeria. But the guy has nothing to lose, basically. They didn't charge him. They didn't do anything. You get, and people that need the Uber at that particular time, Uber were fully booked. But it was like a robot, a bot booking. You get, so that's why we'll continue to improve the system, we'll continue to look at it, we'll continue to update it. So you can see the problem of updating. We'll have to look at it, sit down, brainstorm. The stakeholder will brainstorm with the development team. How can we solve this issue? Customers will give you feedback. It's a continuous process, basically. It doesn't end. Up to today, Uber is still updating. Facebook is still updating. Facebook is still tracking bots. Even everything. So you see it now. So it's a continuous process. Exactly. So it makes sense. So I'm liking the conversation, basically. So there's never a perfect system. But we'll just keep on improving it, based on user feedback and everything. So like we said, one of the things we just said is that if you put that 15-minute time down, some person may just be just installing our business. Though we want to make our business very easy to the user, but people will just go down and just clicking on it. I want to book 15 minutes. But you are stopping people that want to really book. And people will be angry and they will just say, this app is not reliable. I'm trying to book and it's telling me somebody has hooked it up. Not knowing that somebody just in between there, just trying to spoil what we are trying to build.
This point, yes.
This is nice, exactly. So when we have that kind of feedback, and let's say, for example, now a customer may not call and say, what's wrong with your app? I'm trying to book and it's not going. We'll look at that somebody is trying to do something behind the scenes. So, okay, can we now reverse the process and say, okay, let it be first come, first serve. So even if you put it there, if you're not going to the payment screen, you're not paying, we'll not attend.
Yes.
Nice one. So bro, so that's just it. So most times you just come out with the MVP and from there you start developing basically. You start building. All these bank you are seeing, all this lowest bank, it's not one day they got to this place. Even Mozo, they started from MVP, they'll have their system, they'll go and check it out, look for the faults, fix it up, tighten it up. That's it. So you keep on building, you keep on building, keep on building, keep on building. You keep on building, exactly. Because some people are just there to just spray what you are building, basically. So you have to be like 10 times ahead of them.
Okay, sorry. So when we are building this booking on Symfony now, we have the ID and the user underscore ID. No, so the van underscore ID will be relationship.
Yes, these two will be relationship.
Yeah.
So this will be related to the user. So we can know which user is making the booking. And this will be related
also, firstly, we have to build the user object, then entity, then the van entity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then when we are now building the booking, we'll now specify that it's a relationship.
Exactly. You're perfect.
Yes,
You're perfect. Then before we do the payments, we have to do the booking first. Because the booking comes first, then we'll do the payments. So that we can relate that, okay, this is a foreign key linking to the book.
Yeah, after the booking, we can do the payment. After the booking, then we'll do the payment. On the payment, now the booking will be relationship.
Exactly. That's just basically. As soon as Symfony understands the relationship, putting data is very simple. We just do it. Putting data is very simple.
But for the notification, the user underscore ID will still be relationship.
Yes, to the user table. Because we want to know which user.
But we have the user underscore ID relationship on the booking entity. So we'll still be build it again on notification.
Sorry, I didn't get that, boss. Sorry.
You know, when we did the booking entity, we have the user underscore ID as relationship.
Yes.
Then the user underscore ID is still on the notification entity.
Yes. Okay, good. So good. So this feature is different from this feature. So this feature is to book. This feature is people that want to book, but the boss is not available for them to book. So you see some side, they'll tell you notify me when it's available. So
so I mean, but we'll still build the notification entity on Symfony.
Yes. Every table will have an entity.
Yeah, so but the user ID and the van ID, we already have a relationship for the booking.
That's for the booking. We also build
for the notification as well.
Exactly. So we will not take one relationship. Each table will have its own independent
relationship.
Exactly. So this will have its own for the notification. This is its own for the booking. You get so because the purpose of, remember, this is to people that want to really book. And these are people that don't want to book now. They just want to notify them for customer service to contact them, basically. You get. So it's making sense. So you can see the way as developer you extract information from a client, because you have to understand what you are developing. Basically, if you don't understand what you are developing, you will not know how to go about it. And from this stuff, you now know how much you're going to charge this client. So you don't go and undercharge or overcharge. If you undercharge, it's an agreement. Now I will sign an agreement with MVP. You get, so that you go take the loss. If you overcharge, the client may go outside and look for another developer. So you have to be like really be.
What's the meaning of that MVP? Sorry, you made mention of it.
MVP is minimum viable products.
Okay.
So that minimum viable is just like first version 1 of the app, basically, just to test the market, just to test. So you're using that app to just test what the user feels, what the user think about this app. They like it. Then they tell you, wow, this thing is great. You cannot continue development. And you're actually solving a problem. And so that's what most companies do. They just do that. They just do a little stuff and just test, bring out the MVP for you to test and just let's see the feedback, basically. And you're like, wow, it's great. I like this stuff. This is nice. Then they go ahead to invest more money into that stuff and say, okay, Papi, this is a viable business, basically. That's the way it works. So I just said today, let's just do it. So from next week, we're not going to the server side of Symfony now. But let's just discuss about database, look at database. Is it clear? Like you can see the mapping relationship. So you can see even from your back end, you can just picture the way your application will just flow.
May I have a question, please?
Yes, boss. Please go ahead.
I think for my little research or the things I know a little bit about RODB, and I'm trying to still get further in my or in my own space, not
Yes,
what I
boss.
mean anyway. Let me not go further in that. But I came across cloud-based, I think cloud-based. I think I've forgotten another one. Where you can be able to, where you keep your data or where you store your data, cloud-based and one other one. I think you might remember all of them. I think I'm forgetting one of them also, two of them actually. In this aspect now, you have to probably make everything available for the client to understand where their data will be stored. If they want to probably have their, I think that they want to have their own server or their own place where they store. I think I'm using the wrong words now, but you probably correct me. Where they want to keep, if they want to manage their own storage, maybe they want to have a place they store their data locally or how they feed it, or they want to have it online in the cloud. And which of the you think is for, the things called scalability. I can easily scale, case of scaling and other things. And I think when I read an article, I think one was saying that one of them has an initial cost in the first place, but when you are scaling, it's easier to scale. I think it's cloud. If you're having a cloud host, if you're having a cloud company hosting your database, or if you're going to have it in by yourself, which is expensive to start yourself. But there's made some differences. I guess that option could also be placed to whoever wants to have your app, to wants you to build their app rather. And again, secondly, this one will be like after sales services. Would it be better, you are the expert in this, that would you be interested in charging first or charging a client high to get that product running first? Or you're interested to have them up like a client on a long time basis whereby they're going to come for maintenance, they're going to come for updates. So like having so they'll have you on like a retainer. So that's on the business aspect. Now, what do you favor as a business professional in that space?
Okay, so Mr. Amin has asked two questions. One, it's so let me start from the first one. So when you are building your application, there are two things. Let me just accept this question. So there are two things that you are going to look at for your application basically. Scalability and performance. So that's where cloud infrastructure comes in. But what you can do is that you can also have your application, so RDBMS is relational database management system. That's your database basically. So you have two options as a developer. You can have it in the cloud, or you can have it stored on your application, like locally. But it's on your application basically. It's on your application. Now, so let me just give you the difference between the two. If it's locally, it is cheaper because you pay for just one server, basically. So the server running the Symfony is the same server keeping your database. So your server running your server-side scripting language is the same server helping your application. Now, if it's in the cloud, it means that your server running the Symfony may be somewhere else, but your database is running on a machine somewhere else on the cloud. Now, so let me give you the example why the difference between the two. Now, when both are together, it is cheaper, so you pay less, but you cannot scale. So scalability. What is scalability? Let's say this your application it becomes a bomb. People like the application, they love it, the ease, the convenience. Everybody wants to use Afro Logistics. It's simple, it's fast, it's reliable. You have a traffic of 10,000 persons eating your app every day, wanting to book. At that point, you have to decouple your application. If not, it will be slow. Remember, it's one server that is doing all the load. That server, at a point, server will be tired. It is not scalable. But if it's in the cloud has this structure of you can spin up as much server as possible to decongest the traffic. So you can see it. So there's what we call horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. For vertical scaling is that you'll be increasing your machine. So let's say, for example, you go online, you buy a 32 gig RAM computer, you host your Symfony application and your database application. You want to test, boom, you launch your app, your app become a bomb. Everybody like the app, everybody is using the app is getting traffic with time. Now you see that your 32 gig RAM is becoming very slow. It's just like you having a computer, basically. People are meeting that computer, everything. It's becoming very slow. Okay, you go back to your cloud, increase your computer to 64 gig RAM. Okay, it solves it a bit. It's better, but with time again, it's becoming very slow. And the highest a cloud can give, maybe a cloud can give you 128 gig RAM computer, and you've reached the limit. That is vertical scaling. You are scaling just one computer to the highest configuration. It gets to a point, you've got to the height of the configuration, you cannot go further, and your traffic, your one system cannot control your traffic. And it's also very bad because what it means is that if that computer has an issue, you're going to see server timeouts. You get, if that computer has an issue, you're going to see server timeouts. There's no backup server. So when the traffic is too much, your server will sleep. There'll be timeouts. So that's why you see sometimes tell you that server crash because of traffic. You can see sometimes they'll tell you that when Ronaldo left, when Ronaldo left Real Madrid to Saudi Arabia, the club, because of the traffic that came in, the server crashed. Something like that. Because there's no backup server. It is most times it is vertical scaling, just one server basically. But when you have horizontal scaling, is that you can have like 5 servers. So even if you have a load balancer that is routing your traffic between those servers. So the function of the load balancer is that the load balancer will see, so when the traffic comes from the user, the load balancer will be the one to tell which server is less busy and push the network to that particular server. So it's balancing the traffic for you between your 5 servers, for example. So even if the load balancer says that, oh, traffic A is having too much pressure, to take it to traffic B. If the load balancer sees that traffic A has crashed, it will route everything to traffic B, C, D. So you have backup. So not that you have backup systems automatically. But the stuff is that it is expensive because you are paying for multiple servers. So what they do is that as a startup company, you start from just one server. Then as your system begin to grow, you now begin to decouple to multiple servers. Like a company like Uber cannot run on one server. You know, people that are tracking, booking ride, you can't run on one server, that system, or Facebook or YouTube. No. Those are microservices. They've decoupled that system into small stuff. But the stuff is that because they are a big company, they have the money to fund it. But you guys just a startup basically, or trying to start an idea. You first start with the cheaper stuff, so you don't just spend money on unnecessary. So start with the cheaper stuff, and they begin to grow. You now think of okay, how to begin to decouple and
sorry, if I may come in here. From what you said, outside cloud, hosting maybe your database on cloud, is there any other place you host your database?
Yes. Okay. So you can host your database on a shared system. Like for example, GoDaddy. So they have GoDaddy, they have Namecheap. All those are shared. So the difference with cloud is that cloud is giving you a dedicated computer. So you are buying a dedicated Linux computer to host your application. Only you have access to that computer. No other person is sharing your resources. But for GoDaddy, Namecheap, is that all those shared hosting is that people are sharing that computer with you. So the cost is cheaper because you have people sharing that system with you. But for cloud system, you are the one in charge of your system. You have access.
Do they have access to your database since you are sharing the same computer?
With like AWS.
No. The one you said, like the gold.
No. They don't have access to the database. But the stuff is don't have access to the database. You are the one that has.
Because you share the space online.
Yes, you just share your system configuration.
Okay.
And so it's like let's say on a computer now, 3 persons are using a computer memory. Something like that. So that's how it's called the shared. So all those are called shared hosting. But for AWS, you are buying a dedicated system for yourself, basically. So nobody's sharing with you, but it's not expensive a bit. So for example, now where you can get a Namecheap shared hosting for let's say $60 for a year, you can get an AWS server for just $60 for a month. So in a year, you are paying close to like $700 or $800 for the year.
That's expensive.
You can see
So what's the difference between the both?
So
I know you are sharing, then the other one you have full control. In
Yes.
terms of how would that performance? What's different?
Just the performance. You cannot compare a cloud system to a shared host. Now, first of all, a shared host is already the memory is already shared between different systems.
Yeah. So will it make it to be slow, or will it make it to
it's not make it to be
really accessible?
So what makes it slow is that when you begin to test your traffic. So if you are doing an app that has like maybe 10 to 20 to 30 traffic a day, that's not bad now. If you're putting that app on a cloud system, you're wasting money. Hey, but when you're getting an app that gets like, let's say 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 traffic every day, you can say, okay, you cannot begin to migrate. So when your app is growing from that 100 to like 10,000, you have to, okay, how do I migrate my application app from a shared host to a cloud infrastructure where I know that I've gotten. But if you just start, you are using 100 traffic on the cloud, you'll be wasting money now. You understand? You'll be wasting money.
But you still achieve your purpose, the purpose of using that app.
Yes, but the stuff is that when the traffic begins to grow, it will not begin to fail.
Okay.
Not begin to fail because at that point you now need a dedicated system to handle this traffic.
Have you heard about scripts? Because currently where I am now, I used to hear them. Maybe we have some issues to resolve. They say, no, I have to run a script for this, but though I have the format, I might send you down person later. But I just want to know, what's that script about? Say, I need to write to run the.
So the stuff is that there are a lot of many scripts. So you have to tell me where the script coming from. So for example, when you are deploying to cloud infrastructure, sometimes they write a script to do the deployment to do the deployment automatically. That's the script running. So when you also want to increase your server, there's a script to give.
Ours is just to fix a bug within the system, within our system, but definitely to be deployed to server for the front end to be able to access it.
And that script, maybe he wants to go and look at the code and check the script basically. Okay. So that I say it's depend. Your coding is also like a scripting language.
Yeah.
What is called is server-side scripting language. So that I say it depends on there are scripts to scale your AWS infrastructure. Let's say you want to, so you can write a script that if the traffics become greater than 50,000 traffic, spin up another backup server. If it becomes 100,000, all those are scripts that runs behind the scene for you. It's automated, so you can just go and sleep. As soon as AWS sees that your traffic is increasing, it will just automatically spin up another server. Then at the end of the month, AWS will just give you your bill. Okay, this is what to spin. This is your bill that you have to pay. Because actually, that one is the more the server you spin, the more the money they charge you. This is the hey. So everything is scripted. There's also a script that will take your deployment from GitHub, your master branch, and deploy it automatically to your AWS server. So there are a lot of different scripts basically. Even PHP is a scripting server language also. So you have to know, okay, is it a deployment script? Is that an infrastructure script? Is it a development script? Or is it even a server-side scripting language? So you have to know which of the scripting language. Boss, exactly. So we don't know. But definitely there's infrastructure scripts that you can just go and sleep and write your script, and AWS will just take it up for you. And so, okay, when the traffic is more than 100,000, spin up scale it up and roll out a second server for me automatically. So I don't even have to be there. AWS will just do it for you. You can have a script that when it's merged to masters, automatically updates my server branch. AWS will do it for you. Your deployment partner will do it for you, basically. So it's interesting. But you know that people working on AWS are different from the developers. So they are called operation people. So it's different. So people working on AWS, but sometimes you just want to, as a developer, you just want to know the way a cloud function, basically. You just understand the way cloud function, basically. Yeah. That does it. So it's interesting.
Would that be the same way? When GIG rolled out, I think they were among the first, the first company to roll out booking a bus online. It was quite strange when they started revolutionizing that transport sector within Benin, and that park was something that I think really made a difference. I know they have an app, so other companies that I think have apps now. I've seen Libra, I've seen TPMT, Pins Mass Transit. You know, having an app, you can book an app and you just go there instead of going there in the morning and be dragging a pay. To date, the last time I remember, I was going to Lagos. Yari has refused to have an app. As massive as they are going to Lagos, from that in a Yanapaja part in a Yari, they have refused to have an app. I don't know if nobody has told them that idea of having an app, because their parks in the morning are quite rowdy and disorganized. And
That's by chairman. Oh. It's an old way of doing business. The older, the stronger the wine.
My bros, I'm not lying. The last time I used Yari, I say I don't understand. If you see how disorganized as in that morning, I was like, I don't understand. These people, Yari, even that park in Yanapaja is even worse. The one in Yanapaja, it's something to be sad about. But if GIG, Libra, a lot of them are all having applications. You book, you come there in the morning, take your seat, and then you go. So I don't know if nobody has told them, nobody has even encouraged them, but it will be something they look into. However, that is by the wayside. You know, I don't know if a private entity has to do this within Benin. At least most of us here are from Edo State. To date, I was speaking to my friends, you know, some days ago. It was raining. As soon as it begins to rain in Benin, everybody's apprehensive. Why? Because the transport fare is about to go up. Now, no matter how it rains over here, that's ₦1 you pay, then you will still pay. The boss will still come meet you for the right bus to come out. I just wish, I don't know if probably the state government or somebody who's, I know some kind of chairman feed here, needs to tell them, see, it's time to stop doing things the old way. This is 2024.
The Akpakomis are squad deal, so you have to caution.
Okay, I agree to chairman. But the point is that people are suffering, especially when it rains. And if you have your loved one, maybe your mom or your dad coming out from town, and you are home by 7:30, and they are somewhere in New Benin or Ringwood or somewhere stuck, either there's rain, they can't get vehicle. You know how worried for those who don't have cars. It will be now that petrol is high. You'll be really panicked. You'll be really troubled. So I just wanted to tell them it's time to start having, you know, because in government bus, I remember then when community bus was quite popular. Then I was coming I think I was just leaving Unibel. I was out of Unibel at that time. No matter how it rained, community bus will still be the same price. So all of us will look for community bus. I think we can get very either from Ring Road or from where they used to look at Agidimi House that time to Adoa that year. So because you know it'd be cheaper. Because those guys will definitely be messy. Because a lot of persons are left in the hands of private people who don't even care. You know, it's something that, you know, I just hope somebody, you know, gets the message out there. But I don't know, just a personal observation, basically. That's all, sir.
That's right. So I love the idea you've been at. So you've seen a problem of which is true. If it rains in Benin and you're outside, just know that you're going to pay times to the transport fare that you're supposed to pay again. So you've seen a problem and you say, okay, fine, how best can solve it? Okay, but the first one you've seen is ERO. So something I know. Okay, so Mr. Alvin, look at it this way now. Let's look at it this way. Google, what's the name of this company? God is Good has an app. TMP has an app. You mentioned that one again has an app. So it means that I need to start downloading
Libra Motors.
Exactly. Libra Motors has an app. So it means that on my phone, I may have close to 10 transport company app on my phone, which doesn't make sense. Now let's look at it from what is obtainable in other climates. Now let's look at your train line. When you book a train on train line app, it brings together all the train companies on that app and give you basically all the train companies basically on one app. So
somehow I don't know how they did it, but it's somehow connected.
Exactly. So what we should be thinking is how best can we bring all our transport company into one system that if I put from Benin to Lagos, it should give me the price of GIG, Yari Motors, God is Good, Efusa, everybody running that transport company and tell me I will not be the one to choose based on the price. Not me going to download GIG app, download this app, download this app, download this app. No, it should bring everything into one. Then I'll look at the price and say, okay, fine, based on my costs. Okay, let me go for Yari Motors. So that way is a middle company helping these smaller companies to be on that platform. So you see that train line you are seeing. Train line is a company managing the IT infrastructure for those smaller train stations. So it's more like an IT agency, basically. So just tell Yari, don't pay anything. I will help you do this stuff. Just give me your booking data. I'll help you build this stuff for you. The only thing that if anybody now pays, they will not pay a commission to the app. Let's say, for example, if Yari is paying 3.5, we're going to take, let's say, 200 naira as our commission. The man does not need to bother about server. The man does not need to bother about anything. Who really want to take up anything for him? But if you're telling that man to go and build an app for like 3 million naira, manage the server, he could tell you, say, you know what, you go do business, wait till they do business. No. You see that? Exactly. So that's the model. So for example, Trainline company here, even Trainline company, they don't have a train basically, but they have the data to. So if I want to book a train now, I just go there, put my city, put everything, to give me all the train, running that route. I book and I go. Yes, I think that's so. And you see the power of API. An API can bring multiple systems together. That is what the world is going into. So you don't have to start breaking GIG have an app. This has an app, this has an app, this has an app. It's exactly yes, it's not. Then I think for the problem of erosion that okay, bros, I think you don't omit. You guys, you want to say something?
Yeah, but as that API key, is it like the URL you talked about?
So the API key.
Yeah.
So the API key is just the credentials. So let's say so the API key just you trying to have a key to a door that you want to open.
Yeah, I know. But you know, when we were installing Symfony, we have the URL. Is it like that? Sorry, not the URL, the other identity at the top. Are those the API key?
No. Those are not the API key.
Okay.
So the API key is the API key is different. So the API key is just you setting an authentication access. So not everybody will have access to your API. Okay. You have to have like a key, a permission.
Okay, yeah, just like an authentication.
Oh, exactly, just like authentication, exactly. You just like so instead of using username and password, API uses an authentication key.
Yeah, so what's the difference between that app and website? A company might have a website,
So basically, an app and a website basically does the same thing. It's just that you are just trying to make it easy for the user, convenience basically. No, people want to just use an app on their phone basically. Okay. So you can see Facebook. Facebook have an app. Facebook also have a website.
Yeah, and you can still go through Google. Yeah, okay.
Exactly, just to make it convenient. Just an app basically. I need an app.
Yeah, because I was wondering, you can go into an app and have all the features of the app.
Exactly.
Know what to do and all. You can go to the website.
It's the same feature basically. It's just giving you convenience. Any option you can use.
So the same programming language that you can use it to build a website and build an app.
No, it's not the same programming. Okay. So for websites, have the language.
Okay.
But the thing is that the functionality should be the same. Everything I should do on an app, I should be able to do it on the website.
Okay.
It should be the same. Yeah, it should be the same. Yeah, exactly. So Mr. Abby, I believe the one that has to do with erosion. I think basically the root cause is not even is the road basically. As soon as rain falls, the roads are flooded, and you don't blame those drivers. The traffic and everything.
I see. Okay, sorry to cut you, sir, but at least I still want to differ a little bit. I know we have issues with flooding. It's quite a number of the roads within Benin. I agree, and the solving that one is just basically infrastructure that takes water away quickly, properly away as that's down on the. I think that should be on the government and private investment entity side.
You're not telling us to design an app that will take water away. Water is used to Nigeria.
But the thing is that solving that the issue of flooding and erosion again, especially that's 5 junction with Selu ACO. Sorry, Selu Adolo, those junction, those just basically infrastructure that gets water away. It's just designing a smart infrastructure. That's all. But not all the roads are disturbed by flooding within Benin. Now, from ring roads to this housing estate, Yakuba housing estate, down to those roads, okay, there's no flooding there. But if it rains, the transport goes up.
So
can give you several roads.
So sorry to cut you.
It doesn't flood.
So how about if we had a train system?
It's like a normal. Sorry.
So if we had a train system, do you think yes, like the way they have it here, train mass transit? Do you think that will not solve those issues?
So issues of flooding or
no, of commuting. And
If there's a train within like a
yes,
city-wide
city
train
train, yeah,
services.
that goes around the city, like just goes around the city. So whether rain does not fall, because the truth is, you just have to have a means of moving people, so moving much people at the cheapest
Same
price,
time.
and that's what train does basically. So you
Yeah.
can see when the train stops, you can see the massive number of people coming out from that train. Buses cannot do that now.
No, buses is just maximum 60, 70.
6,
The
7, 8.
maximum load.
You see it now. But a train can take coach. You just need to have a coach, put more coach. So these are things that our government know. Just leave our government. But if you be saying, well, Akpakumi is African do train line, you never can tell.
Yeah, we ensure that. We are promising that.
Yeah,
The
so you
first,
promise that.
the first 100 days, yeah, that's our.
One thing I want to say about promises of governance, and at least those of us who have followed it for the last 3 governors from Edo State, though being honest, they did some things. You can look at some areas where they tried, where they could have improved. But oftentimes they oversaid themselves and overpromised themselves. Why do I say that? The state already has debts. You can promise all you want. Once they say when rubber meets road, when tire meets the road, if I put it that way, when you have traction, you now see realities on ground. When you get there, you now see that your state has debt to pay, whether you like it or not. You inherited over 30, 40 billion naira. You must pay those debts. You already either government bonds or foreign bond or bank bonds. That's already signed into agreement. You have to return them. When you are returning bonds per, I'm also saying that deducted at source. They'll tell federal government to deduct at source before they will give you. When you see what is deducted from the debt you have inherited from your previous persons, when you cannot prosecute them because they're not your political godfather or they're your friends, you have to see what's like. That's that next thing. They're looking for pensioners' money to stop paying. Then they will now ask local government chairman to go and push transition chairman so that they can take their money to fulfill that. There's a lot of issues we cannot get into at this platform. But
Don't worry, we'll look
at the
into
promises.
that.
Huh?
We're hoping to resolve that. We'll look into that.
Well, I do not believe that word can come to pass because you have to look at the realities on ground. This guy over promised and promised and promised. I'm sure when he saw the realities on ground.
Try and be patient. We are coming.
2024.
We are coming. Try and be patient.
If it rains in Benin now, and somebody's grandma, my friend was in Ngbowo yesterday. He was about to. I told her immediately, Pat, if you want to book a cab and leave Midgate once. If it rains, Uselu share is shut down. You're going to be there till whenever the rain goes down.